here to introduce them both. It is Harry and Hugo.
H&H.
Oh yes, Parla, thank you very much. We don't have a lot of time here, so let's get right into this one. Hampus out behind the boxes is already getting run down inside of the A site. He does have a lot of support though, doesn't he? Big Hampus dropped out of the round. Nikados has found him, and that's given a route here to get this bomb in. Dropped out in the open. I've also got Hugo with me. Gonna let him chime in just a moment, as things have kind of grinded to a bit of a halt here, Hugo.
Any night shifters? Anyone up this evening? It seems like FNATIC are. They might be down though, as they have to back all the way out. Harry Plopski spammed through the smoke and has dropped the bomb. Nikados remains in the temple as FNATIC go for the full reset. He picks off Rez. This is going to get spicy. NiP have still dedicated their entire force to this bomb site and now have finally cleared it out. But is it going to be early enough for FNATIC to get into this B site? Brolin is already milling over with those dual Berettas.
Yeah, Brolin's going to start to hear these footsteps now. And, oh, dead right away at long. Fasher takes his head off and even takes it one step further than that. Now armed with the dual Berettas as well. It's going to be left on a Plopski. 1v2 as he sneaks up through CT. Now they know about him, and that info gonna leave him in a bit of a bad way. He still doesn't know where this second man is. That's the worry, and there's the swing. Roy's gonna seal the deal, and so it's a convincing opener there as FNATIC, you know, they might have got a man down early from the deep main swing out of Hampus, but they managed to right their wrongs. They managed to regain control of that, and it all culminates in a B play, despite that not really looking at all like the original intention of the round.
No, it's cool to see Mezzi as the in-game leader of FNATIC, right? We've had a bit of a taste of what's to come from the RMRs. FNATIC ran through the second RMR to get to you know, pretty clean sweep. But this is going to be the true test, right? Pro League up against Tier 1 teams in a very difficult group where FNATIC are not favorites to get out of it, but I could say they certainly have that upset potential. Fast out A yet again. FNATIC run it back. Do they clear the back though? Because no, Rez has shot one in the back of the head. Oh, it's a messy spam. Fasher is saving the round right now on this entry work. Triple kill in the bomb site, and even though he's down to red health, he's still standing tall. Forget the plan for FNATIC in the rush, waiting for the reaction, and here it comes. One by one, NiP will fall, and it's suddenly all Plopski stuck behind CT. Fasher's going to check the flank, and FNATIC are in no hurry. I love this. They can even let him clear mid and get to Donut if they want to be patient. Question is, does Plopski have that patience, or will he be the one pushing back through? He started to check his flank, go look towards the temple aggression. But it seems like Fasher will likely just go to Donut in this position. He's taken so long on this flank round, and FNATIC are giving him all the room to work with it.
Yeah, over time, they're starting to piece together where Plopski is. And I mean, now you don't even need to collect all the little clues, do you? He's left a real hint there with the dig shots ringing out past them. He's done a lot of damage, but Plopski going to be hard-pressed to convert this to anything meaningful, right? With a smoke in his face and that bomb already ticking away. He would need a miracle here with the Plopster. And Krim's playing, up close, will feed the Deagle with one. Now that's the two low health players left up in the 2 versus 1. This could still get weird. You don't want to write Plopski off just yet. He's going to tap on the bomb, try to bait out a peek. Now at this point, he doesn't have the time, but if he can do a little bit more damage, hell, that's all well and good.
They're going to die with the bomb.
Hey, there it is, perfect. But a smoke spam going to go a long way. And even though Fasher gets out of there, he will
nice
still
try.
fall to the bomb. So it's a round where, yeah, you end up losing it, but out of all the ways to lose, your opponent's losing a little as well. You stay winning.
Yeah, that's the best way to lose a round for sure. You get out with an AK, you kill 5 players, it poises NiP nicely for a full buy in the next round to try and break this cache early. FNATIC already, some very quick bursts out through A. You know, I think that's the benefit of coming in to a game like this where you're underdogs, but you get the, you get the first map pick, you get the T side, even though it can be so hard on Ancient, you can definitely, set up a few pocket picks, a few strats to pull out to win early rounds. You can get NiP 5-0 down or something. That could be already out of control. We see 4-5 round T sides on Ancient are enough in plenty of games. So FNATIC have already done some of the heavy work. They've just got to keep it clean now up against more pistols. Plopski's a long way away. FNATIC have cleared cave. They're coming up ramp. They've got a late mid lurker as well in Fasher. Seems like nothing can go wrong in this round for FNATIC.
Dude, let's talk Fasher as well. Like, I'm very excited to see him in this team. You know, he was a very... Oh, hello. Hang on. No one's reacting yet. Finally,
Nice
Crims is like, I'll deal with him. I know how this kid plays. We got Brolin. He's gone. And so, you know, not as interesting now, but with Plopsky still floating around on this AK, just maybe there's a route back in.
Oh, he just missed that.
There's the swing from Cave, and that's the rifle now gone. They try to pick it up. They try to, you know, get their hands back on it, but Nikados is... Ooh, that was nearly the block of a lifetime out of Roy there, man.
Yeah.
Ooh, Roy, come on now. Come on now. Don't do your teammates like that.
AK's come out though. FNATIC get out of there clean.
What I was going to say,
fans
Fasher. I am a Fasher fan, man.
Yeah.
Like, because back in FNATIC, he was like such a pivotal piece of that like whole squad, right? He would be someone who could just crack open rounds with, like, the amount of times I would see them play, you know, like Vertigo, Inferno, those kind of maps, and he would just get like the 2 kills towards the B site that win you the round single-handedly. He's crazy, and you know, some of the openers he's able to find. When you couple that in with the fact that you've got Roy alongside him, someone else who loves getting involved early, there's a lot of scariness from this FNATIC squad in the early round.
Yeah, I mean, it's what Mezzi talked about in that little pre-match interview. A lot of firepower on FNATIC, and there's no one here to doubt that. The question is, has the preparation of NiP, a longer-term roster here, as Heku was speaking about, got what it takes to steal this game back? They are favourites after all. This is their first buy. The damage done on that eco round now needs to be capitalised upon. Mid getting taken very late in the round for FNATIC. Bomb is resetting a B as well, so this is all a bit of a fake out with Fasher in main. Question is, does he go or does he wait? 60 seconds on the clock. Cave yet to be taken, and I like this boost up as well. You can pivot off of the top of it to check both ramp and on this off angle on Cave. Almost impossible to clear. Look at Brolin checking everything, but he's been mollied. It's perfect utility, and he gets pushed out from below. Mezzi spams him. That's excellent for FNATIC. Even a gun upgrade going into this site hit, and Fasher has cleared out the flank.
And yet, FNATIC is still fairly committed to this B play. It's getting real rough now. Okay, Fasher, you better be ready to do something incredible, because that's what FNATIC need here. This flank needs to do everything, and it's being held, it's being considered. Fasher dead after one, gonna leave it all onto Nikados, who is caught on a bit of an island there, back at the site, just waiting for his teammate's flank to come in. And with only a one and done for Fasher, that's never enough. It would have taken a hell of a lot. Yeah, that's a shame to see FNATIC jump the gun, because in the previous rounds, what they've already shown us is they're really good at just calling it off. When they get a kill, they can slow down, they can wait for a flank. That whole second round where in a 3-on-1, Fasher reset A main and flanked all the way out through middle. FNATIC just wanted to go off with the pick. They knew they caught NiP off guard, but they didn't know how many players were there. I think in moments like that, you know, that's still like where you kind of see how green Mezzi is to the whole like IGL role, right? I think like other IGLs there might have just cut their losses, as it were, right? But you kind of get hung up on the idea of trading the guys who have gotten deep out through short, and then at that point you're committed. I say short, you know what I mean, Cave. Like, you know, trying to push out of the site, you kind of get like bogged down, traded, and Fasher then lets you know, don't worry guys, I'm flanking, I can still help. Like, you know, you try to make something out of it. But in the end, that does end up being NiP's first on the board. And look at the result of that damage that we already talked about, Harry. FNATIC is straight to pistols after losing one round on this T side. So it's not the end of the world. They've got some util, they've got some deagles. Oh, no! No way! That wasn't based on anything. There's no traces there. Crims just shoots him through a smoke, and Fasher's followed up. It's only pistols, but it's causing a problem. Rez, stuck alone in Donut, needs to go nuts, and instead he's dead, as well as his teammates in middle. This is getting out of hand very quickly. More damage done. Brolin's on the quick flank. They cancel the plant. Maybe there's still hope. Oh, Plopsky holding on, but is one tap through the red flank. It's a 1v1 now, and Brolin at 3 points of health has got to be the man to get this over the line for NiP. Otherwise, the Pistols walk away with a round that never should have belonged to FNATIC. Oh, he's got himself a bit of time here. Bomb going down. Flanks coming in through CT, and right now Roy's got no idea where Brolin could have got to in all this time. However, eventually Brolin will have to tap that bomb to force a peek out of main. Roy's holding a slightly wider angle for a temple swing. He's gonna have the drop on Brolin. And so the 1v1 goes his way to close that out. Deagles, P250s, that's what it takes for FNATIC to come up with the goods.
Poor S16 as well, just sitting in the top of the red smoke, and this is the opening kill that does him dirty. Crims, just your typical pre-fire, and S16's wondering what the hell went on. Yeah. Just full confusion there. Nice openers for FNATIC. And even though NiP, try and get a stranglehold on that round with the A crossfire through CT and Donut, it's not going to be enough to win that round. Hype's coming through, rounds flying by for FNATIC, and now the pistols flip to NiP, who have to fire back through this smoke in response. Nice pick for Nicodos. First AWP of the game. Roy is getting pushed, and they can hear the molly burn. He might get caught off. Just dodges the flashbang, though, and they're looking the wrong way. Crims helps out, and Roy cleans up. FNATIC are onto a 5-1.
Yeah, dude, I like the moment Nicodos has that AWP ball out. He knows he's not up against anything in that round, so it's kind of like risky, even pulling the AWP in a sense. But he goes and seeks his fortune over towards Cave, right? He tries to get stuck in from the get-go versus a low buy, and he just nails the shot to very, very quickly tip the scales in favor of FNATIC. I can imagine for Mezzy, one thing that's lovely about leading this team is the moment you have any sort of proactive play in mind and you try to say okay, let's fight for this. You've got a whole militia of guys who are willing to go in first, right, and lead the way. Ooh. And there's Nicodos doing it again.
Malicious.
Deja vu. Look at him go.
Wow.
Up through Cave and even landing the tag onto S-Tag. My goodness, he's now low on that AWP.
Just look at the space.
It's crazy, isn't it? Like a hot knife through butter. Nicodos slicing this B site in two, and it's clinical. A second kill now found. This is one guy putting all the pressure on, and Fasha's even going to cut down this A main push. Goodbye, NiP. This round scuffed. This round should be done, and Fasha's looking to make it so.
Yeah, I mean, Nicodos, he's gone a bit crazy in these last couple of rounds of the AWP pick. You shouldn't be getting those frags off of spawn into Cave with an AWP, but he's making it look easy. Spam kill, even to find S-Tag, and inside of the smoke, Hampus doesn't know where the hell to look. Creeping through, finding that reload, but he gets shot in the back. Good cover from the in-game leader, and FNATIC are feeling fancy right now. 6-1 on the T side of Ancient. Yeah, okay, sure, Ancient got changed a bit, didn't it? It's a little more T-sided, there are more options, but at the same time, Harry, this is still a devastating start. Two favorites. I can't say I'm surprised to see FNATIC looking lights out off the back, though. We did gym with them earlier, Harry. I got to say, Roy, he may be a smiler guy on Twitter, but that guy squats weight. FNATIC are in fighting form indeed.
Yeah, I'm fairly certain I saw Roy go to because there's two bench presses near each other. I swear I just saw him lift the bar off of both, and was just using the bench press like dumbbells. Yeah. I thought that was, while impressive, also just kind of flexing a little bit. I'll be honest, it made me feel uncomfortable.
True, we had to leave.
I was impressed with just the feat of raw human strength that was on display.
Size of the guns, man. And NiP don't have anything to show for it. Their guns are itty-bitty pistols. And middle is so free in these last few rounds for FNATIC, not just because they're shooting you through smokes, but mainly because there's no utility to battle back. Brolin will bite the bullet with a smoke on the Cave side, but can't really fight into middle with a 5-7, can he? And Nicodos, even though they've seen the AWP and won't be refacing, that has put the fear in NiP. It's made them cower back into B. Hampus trying to look for a pick. That smoke has missed. It's actually gone and hidden in the sky. Not what FNATIC intended, but just gives Hampus a chance to fight in middle. Been seen. But there's many more where that came from, and we know Crims is clean. Another headshot from this guy. A Cave setup in response for NiP, but FNATIC have got full mid control.
It does feel good for Crims to see him in a team that looks like this, because it was getting pretty sad about Crims back, when FNATIC had a very lengthy period of decline.
Oh no!
That's the bomb. Okay. Oh, Rez with the deagle, coming alive, drops the bomb in A main, and is now trying to play around it. Do not write this guy off. Not when he started around like that. 2 quick kills, and suddenly the alarm bells are ringing now for FNATIC. Plotsky will get smoke spammed out. His teammates are all falling, but Rez still very much in the picture, still very much in this round, has taken that AWP outside of main and is waiting for them to come his way. Gonna have another chance to strike.
No way.
Number 4, but that one falls just short. They hang around, they try to fight the AWP, and Crumbs wins it out, but they've got to get the bomb down, and they've got to do it now. A second left to spare as Roy puts in the numbers, and FNATIC, somehow, some way, they might have gotten back on top of this one.
That is crazy. What a play for Rez. To think he got caught dropping off of that little lip, and it made him inaccurate. It felt like the Deagle spam wouldn't do it. And then he got a flick wallbang headshot to follow up. A sexy round from Rez, but sadly not enough to win an eco back for NiP. It's going to have to be the AWP save for the resident AWPer of the team. And FNATIC just continue to put rounds on the board. 7-1. Dominant start, and no signs of slowing down. That could have gotten very, very weird with all of those pistols stalling for NiP. To think if, one more player lived a couple of seconds, that could have even been a round one off of time for NiP. But they've got to brush it under the rug, Harry, and go next. Look at this. A bit of luck in the third, but that one's all skill. Double orb now. Rez, he got a taste of it.
Yeah, mate, that's how it goes sometimes. You end up having a little, you get your hands on one that you weren't really supposed to have, and you go, damn, that actually felt really nice. Yeah. The orb's easy.
This gun's easy.
The gun just kills in one hit. That's broken.
Oh, right. He's got a gap there. This spam has been made a little, worse. A little harder to get damage off.
Go on. There we go.
Pick.
Easy for Nicodos, man. Doesn't even... those angles don't even phase him, those kind of fights. He loves them. Even getting flashed off. Oh, you think the flash is going to get you out? It will, actually. Yeah. Nicodos is a very respectful guy.
Very safe. This is a great map to just chill out in 5-on-4s and NiP just desperately want info, whether that be spotting through mid or re-aggressing in the B lane through cave or ramp. They want something. And look at the gamble they have to make in this 4-on-5. They've up and left the A side. They're swapping players, but in rotation, they're going to get caught by the worst possible timing. That could not have gone worse for NiP. As they shuffle players out of the bomb site, they might have to shuffle everyone back to spawn and just save these guns. A 3-on-5 that I see no way back into retake. Cue the Jaws music.
Hunting them down here with the AWP. It comes with its own set of risks,
so
but that's a quick flick on a short, isn't it? It does mean they're going to get out with this double AWP setup. For now. Well, I say they will. It's if they stay alive, you guys. It's a big if. That if was any larger,
yeah,
it would be bigger than Malta, I reckon.
Not hard. Nice small little island, and Plopsky's found himself one as well.
Does he hit this, Hugo?
Oh, yeah,
Looking at your crystal balls.
Don't stop the plot, but Rez will drop, and Plopsky survives one fight. That should be enough, but there's a mid player climbing up. He's going to get split in the last second. He's dead. Oh, the smoke swap.
Hang on.
Beautiful work.
Hang on.
And he gets out.
Hang on, as if he just done that to him.
That's, trickery.
It's all smoke and mirrors over in cave, isn't it, man? Suddenly, he's disappeared.
Dude, that's just so unlucky. The timing that Rez and Hamper swap positions, I think they were trying to put the AWP in middle, and in that timing, FNATIC walked out A main with no utility. Like, not announced at all, perfectly caught off guard. And FNATIC seem to love this A-bomb site right now. They keep waltzing out of main and stealing rounds away quickly off of NiP. A weird save by Eco for NiP with 2 weapons. And a gap being held this time by Brolin. He's seen a cross, but he can't find the spam. And that reload is all a bait. He's hoping Roy will rush him. He's got a teammate by his side.
It's so... oh, hang on a moment. Look at this. Fash has decided, like, I'm tired of the lurking life. I just want to run at them now, guys. You guys are getting all the kills. I'm going at A. I'm maybe getting to shoot one guy, and then that's it. Then my round's over. I want to fight more people. And he's gotten his wish. 2 trapped in CT.
Dude, it's a bully. It's a bully game.
No, but
right now,
I'm really glad that this is how things are looking out of the gate for FNATIC. If I'm being real, because you know, like for the longest time, team had just dropped off the face of a cliff. They weren't really giving us any results. For such a legendary organization, it always felt bad that that's like what had happened to it. Then they come out and they say like, don't worry, we're gonna be like reevaluating our CSE sports side of things. We're gonna make it better. And I was thinking, like, is that a real promise though, or don't they? Because I'm pretty sure that was like around the same time they had Banjo and Pepsor.
I was going to say exactly that. Go back
and
a season of Pro League, right? This, you know, there was definitely some eyes being rolled at you know the questions of.
It was dire, but now I think they've put together a very convincing team. They've got some of the best pieces left around from Copenhagen Flames. They brought Fasher in, right? Another big talent, and then you have Mezzi, someone who finds consistency, kind of no matter what you task him with. It feels like so. It's very, very cool. Obviously, all rounded out by Crims as the tenured veteran of the team.
Got to have one.
But this time, FNATIC dealt something different out of the gate. They've got a man down. They're the ones, 4v5, having to try and pick up the pieces. So let's see if they can. Will NiP finally put a little bit more their way?
And hey, NiP brought 4 players for a moment to this A-bomb side, but FNATIC have gone quiet, so they're going to shuffle back into a more standard round. Even so, they still have mid-info from Hampus. He's got that cross locked off. So they know they can't be flanked through the red room. This is awkward for FNATIC. They might just have to run smokes for an execute here. Probably their only option. Mezzi's going to get left with a bounty of utility. Then FNATIC will just burst out into A, but this is going to be a very difficult double setup with Rez and S16 ready to fire. Rez can duck behind the box. S16 can slip back into the donut. Is it jam or is it custard? Let's find out as FNATIC cut the mustard.
Yeah, this is a really nice kind of layered peak though, right? It comes in stages here first. Out through Donut, and then the default man was meant to help out, but he was bested right away. Now it's opened up a route in, but that is the bomb getting away from them now. Mezzi gonna have to try and do it all alone in this clutch. He's caught from CT crossing. Didn't really have that golden opportunity yet for Mezzi to shine in those clutches, but that's something that might be coming down the pipeline later on. I think it's actually when you kind of get him in like the 1v2s, that's actually where he gets the most scary because he isn't having to focus on anything else. He's not micromanaging anymore. You know, it's back to the old days of Mezzi v the world and those kind of moments.
He's probably not super warm either because his team have just been taking all the kills in this game, right? He's just running in, planting bombs.
It's always such a weird feeling, isn't it? Because it must be a thing. Like it is a thing for everyone else, where like if you know you haven't really seen anyone, but your team's just wrecking, you do not feel warm.
Well, Nikodos feels very warm. Too warm, in fact. Just gets burnt in a Molotov to start the round, so not ideal. But it's exactly what NiP need to try and recover this half. 6 isn't good, but it's all they've got to work with as a possibility. Rez jumping out after 1, just gets out into safety. Mezzi caught by Hampus. He knew he was coming. He got the info early. 2 on 5. FNATIC just looking to keep this expensive now for NiP. There's not really any util to work with. It's guns out. And crosshairs on heads. Roy finds Plopsky inside of the B site, but he won't get any further than that. And Fasher waits in middle for the round to end. NiP, though, bit late to the party, but they've showed up with a bottle at least. Might be in for some rounds here at the end of the half.
Ooh. Hang on.
Nah.
We're all considering it. Right? We'll always hear Fasher out in moments like this. But 1v4, odds are heavily against him, and he's being held from the bottom of ramp. Ooh, hello, little sound cue to give that one away. Gonna learn about the ramp man. How do you want to deal with that, Fasher? Gonna try and drop in the middle. And you see what happened to the last guy who tried fighting him there. They will decide against it and go back into a bit of a holding pattern around A. Fasher running in with the bomb, gonna have a chance to get this planted. S-Tag might try to move at him with the orb, and Fasher knocks him out. Thankfully, Rez arrived at CT in the perfect moment still. A 1v4 that gets down to a 1v2 with a bomb plant. That's quite nice for FNATIC, just gonna put a little bit more in those bank accounts. Deny any chance that you get your money broken in this half, really. Right? If they start losing enough rounds, loss bonus will start maxing out, and as a result, for NiP, this is going to be a real grind to even manage a 6-round CT side.
Absolutely, and even that is, you know, you hope that NiP have got some special things set up on their T side. This is their weakest map right now, other than their Instaban of Dust, right? Mirage and Ancient have been pretty tenuous, but they don't have recent games played on Ancient. This is one of the teams that, you know, tried to adopt this map immediately. You know, many of the Tier 1 teams did, but NiP were right on that straight away, and they had great results out the gate on Ancient when it was first added to the competitive map pool, but in recent times have somewhat lent away from it. So yeah, it's a great map for a team like FNATIC, a team that's not quite established as, you know, a world beater, but have the pieces to be a, you know, top 5 team. This is definitely a great map to you know, master, and yeah, Messi's doing his best at that right now. 9-3, double orb continues. Not seeing a lot out of these CT orbs really for NiP so far. Let's see if this round could change the grain. S-Tag has to go back behind the mid smoke. FNATIC have lane control. We're starting to see Brolin get a little more aggressive, a little more confident towards Cave. He's been dropping these smokes, denying space up into the lane, and even spamming through them as well. Ooh, Plopsky caught, but that's just utility forced out when FNATIC did look like they wanted to go. They were throwing XX smokes. At bare minimum, it will get utility out of NiP for later in the round. And already they're pretty lacking in that department, as FNATIC slowly, methodically push them back into the bomb site. NiP are going to have to spice it up with a third player here. Oh god, well, there's a molly coming out.
Okay, yeah, last time they tried this, oh, it's the same thing.
Oh, yeah.
Man, I do like, though, that FNATIC, you know, lobbing that molly in basically every time they try to end up at B, just displaces this cave setup, and oh dear, Brolin. They were ready for that little maneuver, weren't they? Feels like FNATIC have got a very good understanding of the protocols here at B.
Peaked.
As they triple peak the last man. It will be a save, if allowed, by the remaining members of NiP.
And this is part of why we haven't really seen the orbs get up to too much, right? They're in the wrong place this time. You know, S-Tag's been picked on ramp before. We had that round where they swapped positions and the orb was smoked off and looked to save again. FNATIC have been doing a lot of late mid takes, but no orbs have remained in mid in the late round for NiP. Yeah, these have been perfect rounds out of FNATIC right now. They've definitely done some homework, some prep for this one. And 10-3 up. Could not really ask for more. Double orb save is, you know, the only way that NiP were gonna make these last couple of rounds interesting, perhaps. But great cover from Nikadoz as his teammate was getting run down there. And a very uncomfortable position inside of that B site. That boost is awesome, man. The boost is really good. FNATIC are making it look silly with their utility.
No, yeah, it's a really powerful boost, but like, I don't know. It's crazy to me that FNATIC have got like such a nice system in place for these B takes. It's like they're already prepared for the next step in NiP's game plan. You know, they've got a very, very good understanding of, as I said, like the protocols that happen if you lose that opening fight as a CT. Like, how do you respond? Well, sometimes you try to flash back into cave, get a little aggro with it, right? Attempt those trades. Sometimes you just set up on like a staggered, you know, long peak, have a chance to double peak that angle as CTs, and yet FNATIC haven't fallen for any of it in any of these rounds that they've really tried to go B. It's always looked fairly dominant, with the exception being that one round where they ran into, I want to say, a quad stack there, and Fasha was out A all alone, but that's forgettable. You know, you're allowed to lose one every now and again. The fact it's working with such consistency is definitely worrying for NiP. And it might lead them to overstacking this side of the map or overcalling rotates as this game rages on.
Look at this fake out as well. They want NiP to get aggressive, and this is the perfect round to do it on an eco where you don't have much to lose by pushing. They're throwing a full AXX. They're throwing mid utility. They're trying to fake out this A walk that they've been doing so much, but you'll notice the bomb is holding ramp on Nikadoz. The orb scoped up, even with Roy in pocket, probing that B site as well. So while this fake is getting thrown in and NiP suddenly lose eyes and information on the A site, this is all a ruse, and they've fallen right for it. Almost everyone rotating, and then someone calls it off. Hamper says, no, wait, it's a bit quiet. It's only one fella peeking out into the A site. They spot a second from middle, but they still keep a majority of players at B, and right now NiP have made the perfect call. If they were ever going to win an eco, this would be it.
Oh no, Mezzy. Oh, hang on, he might be okay, or it might get really bad.
No, I think he's good.
It's on a knife's edge. No one knows. Neither of them know. Who knows first? Hampus knows, baby. He swings on out, and Mezzi's dead. That's now a gun gifted over. Hampus is even ready for seconds. He wants more. He's going back up. 3-course meal on his plate now, but he's fumbled it at the main. Roy out through Donut, but will fall at the hands of S-Tag Zorp. And so finally, bit of a defense comes together there, and it really needed to. That was a lowly investment around those saved AWPs. Yeah, NiP managed to deliver with it.
That was a 2-for-1 really for FNATIC in the sense that they wanted either an aggressive reaction out of NiP, right? Players walking into Roy and Nikados waiting at B, or they wanted an empty B bomb site that they could just exec in and walk into in the really late round. But because they didn't get any picks at A, and Hampus had that info that this is just a fake, this is just one guy peeking with utility, especially when you see it's Fash, you know it's a bit of alert going on. Yeah, NiP don't fall for it. They re-smoke cave, and FNATIC just had to run right back into Donut. They can't really get it going. And so NiP just getting some scraps at the end of the half. Fighting for 5, fighting to survive in FNATIC's map pick in this series. Overpass is NiP's pick, and we'll end on Nuke if we need it. Fast down mid yet again. They just keep smoking these mollies. NiP have never fought for middle properly, like with push players down there. They're fine sitting behind the smoke. And with that spam coming through, connecting to Hampus, Crims can go on a reload. Oh my goodness, out of ammo, and could not have been better for Crims. This is what I mean when I say cheeky little rounds on the T side for FNATIC. They just planned the entire round around Crims getting into red and catching a spamming player. NiP have been doing it all half long, and Hampus is having a roughy 3 and 15. Crims, he's back for more. He can just sit back in the red room and wait for his team to run an exec on B. Once they have, he can flank, kill rotations. Orb has to be pushed off the angle here, and that's bought a bit of time at least for NiP.
And some things never change. This Nikados AWP has once again opened the round up. Why stop at just one, though? Nikados wants the whole damn thing! Oh, B belongs to him! And that's 3 from this Orb to take it over the line. Rez locked out of the round and relegated to a tiny little position here in CT. The scary part is like, even in B take rounds, Fash has been lurking out A. So right now, he's like, where can I even go? Crims was in red, they come through A, they're in B, and that's the round. 11 of 4 for FNATIC, a great first half. Can NiP pick this up? We'll have to find out in a moment.
Hey Future Pros! Taking mid as a T can open so many options while playing Ancient. Throwing mid smokes from spawn is quick, but also means you could be locked out if the CT's utility is on point. So these mid smokes I'll show you will be great for a slightly delayed mid take. For this mini execute you'll need 2 Future Pros, 2 smokes, and possibly a molly to be safe. Future Pro number 1. You'll be throwing the top mid smoke. To throw the smoke, position yourself so this wall meets the edge of this highlighted brick while crouched. Aim just below this dark spot on the edge of the shadow. Then jump throw the smoke. Not too hard, right? Future Pro number 2. You'll be throwing the donut, Lara, cube, whatever you want to call it, smoke. To throw this, stand against the wall in the middle of this window frame. Find this gap in the trees and aim just to the left of the center of the opening. Then simply throw the smoke. Just like that, mid-doorway and donut will be blocked. A note for these nades, it helps greatly if you have a fellow T somewhat holding the B lane so you can't be peeked from the ledge area. Also, if you don't have early info on the cutout position, lob a basic molly in there as a sneaky CT could really ruin your day.
Embrace your destiny, slay your enemy, raise a legacy. No more apologies, trust your abilities, gather the energies. Pull yourself back together, been staying off track forever. Child of the nation, will seek redemption, time for salvation. Today is meant to be day of victory, time for history. Rebirth's a tendency, fight the entropy, channel your rivalry. You're praying for fortune to come, you're hearing the sound of the drums.
Well, I wasn't aware of any nudist beaches on Malta, but it appears we have a bit of a NiP slip in the first half, and FNATIC have milked out 11 rounds on the T side of Ancient. But the break is over. All players, 10 of them, sat back at their lactation stations as we get ready for FNATIC's defense and NiP's offense here on the first map of the series. It's a big one, it's game of the day, and we need NiP to wake up now, if not never.
Oh, Crims, bit of spam, would have got a long way there, but instead they have managed to get up in a donut. However, there was a double hold here from FNATIC, Mezzi being that second wing to it, now starting to aggro through middle, has given over a kill, but Roy
didn't even get it.
Little Berettas, man, they're just funny. They're just funny guns. Yeah. He bought the funny guns, guys. Everyone send him a smiley face. S-tag 1v3, come on now. Dual Berettas up in top mid, will they win or will it be the Glock? The Glock being free, the dual Berettas you have to subscribe to and purchase.
They're going to run at him. Oh, he's got one and almost a second spamming, but could not quite find that headshot. It's going to be 12 rounds for FNATIC. I love that they just run at NiP, and that's the pain that you get after a first half like that. Like, not only do FNATIC have the breathing room, but they're just pumped full of juice, Harry. They're confident, they're running at you, and you're not going to scare them away. NiP can't escape middle, they can't escape the clutches of FNATIC. And we go into what could be a very quick first map with NiP having to rest on their pick of overpass. Pistols out and not forced either. NiP get the free guns, Harry, and as we've learned, they're not as good as the subscription model. Pay to win, perhaps, but just NiP don't have the cash.
Ooh. Yeah, this one, you're happy with a bomb plant. If you can get a bomb plant here, there you go.
Nice.
Sick. Guys, it was all worth it in the end. And here they are, just getting mowed down, just getting absolutely annihilated. But that's how it goes, Hugo. You know, these are the best rounds for a reason.
Stat padders love them. And there's plenty of those in the Pro League. 13-4, and hey, we talked about having, you know, a pocket pick, a little strategy up your sleeve to almost guarantee a round at times. Well, NiP need to pull that out right now.
So I just started thinking about, you know, because obviously, right, Henry Greer's back, everyone, ladies and gentlemen. It's very sick, but it does bring back the age-old problem, Hugo, of everyone thinking you and Henry are the same person. So the solution, I'm just going to let you all in on a little secret. The solution we came up with for when we play games together is every single time one of them speaks, they open with it with, "Hi guys, Hugo here," or "Hi guys, Henry here."
That's a good point.
So there you go, Hugo. Maybe if you did that, just to make sure the branding really lands.
Hi guys, Hugo here. This game's pretty one-sided, Harry. What do you make of it?
Yeah, it is starting to feel that way, right? If NiP do not hit the ground running with this first rifle round, it will all be over for them in the blink of an eye. And they'll have to pick it up on their map pick coming through the pipeline next on Overpass.
Hi guys, Hugo here. And I gotta agree with that. Smoke comes out from Cave, and I think this joke has already reached its natural conclusion. Hugo out.
So, right, so look, here we are. There's a double cave hold, Hugo. Just two dudes in a cave having a good time. Now, can they hold back? What's about to come their way? That's the big question. They've been mollied out, they've given it up. And now they drop that smoke. That's kind of lovely. That's going to force a bit of respect here out of NiP. You can't make it through that choke point if there's a smoke in the way. You will just die. That's pretty much guaranteed. Still, Brolin looks like he wants to chance it. I've attempted to warn the guy. Crims swinging out from long, has given a kill over. But his teammates hold on. This double cave setup will not let NiP through. The gates are closed, and FNATIC are heading towards that golden number of 14, and they're going to break their opponent's money in doing so. This is a very convincing first map, Hugo.
Hi, guys. Hugo here. Yes, and that's the final time I'm going to use that joke. It's pretty nice right now for FNATIC. There's certainly no complaints coming down the pipeline, and 14-4 does feel inevitable that this is FNATIC's map pick, stolen away, robbed, in fact, and dominantly at that. NiP calling out a timeout to just try and stem the bleeding, Harry. Put pressure on the wound. Bandage up their toesy-woesies. But right now, it's FNATIC who are stubbing them against the wall. Not even the money to do anything. No bomb plant, no damage. No reason to invest other than the scoreline. And it might be a pretty sour start to the season for NiP, who, again, remember, inside of this group, 3 teams make it through. You know, the lock-in seems like Na'Vi, Vitality are certainly in the talking, and I think NiP as well are that third team, you know, up against Vitality, fighting for that second and third spot. But if there were any team to come through out of Spirit, Endpoint, and FNATIC to steal a spot, you know, it does feel like FNATIC would be that roster. And so this matchup alone is massive if FNATIC can take it. When we get late in the group at the end of the week, you know, the value of having won this head-to-head could have huge, devastating results for NiP. Obviously, we're only on map 1, but it's just something to think about for the future. The games don't matter until they do. Nico Dawes has picked you out of the sky.
Stop doing the boost. It's so like they're so ready for it. When they go in pre-aim cave, they're not even aiming at the ground, man. They're shooting at the stars and aim for the stars. Look at this, man. They are going there right now. 15 for FNATIC. 15 to the 4 of NiP.
Yeah, that's a big difference, Harry. Numerically, it's lopsided.
Objectively, it is a large difference.
Top heavy. And you don't want to say go next, but go next?
It is starting to look that way. And, you know, eventually we do have to go next regardless. That will end at some point. It just might end very, very quickly.
What a storming game for Nico Dawes.
Dude, I was so excited because, you know, I mean, it's always hard when, like, a team's made changes to actually, like, have any sort of concrete idea as to how they're going to perform. I think Vitality are like a very good example of that prior to Spinks moving in. Everyone thought that team was going to be incredible out of the gate, and it wasn't. But, you know, I think FNATIC was one that maybe was undervalued a little bit in terms of the changes that they've done, and I was really looking forward to seeing them play. But I did not expect it to be this level of, like, one-sidedness over here on Ancient. I thought even if they were going to look like Golden, look real good, real clean, real suave, I thought there would be a much bigger fight out of NiP. We're not getting that now, though. Rez dead down in bottom middle, and that is FNATIC running away with their map pick super dominantly. My goodness, it's a 16-4 to open this one up, and now NiP have got to try to bounce back on Overpass. Their home ground in this one. Can they do it on their map pick? We'll find out in a moment.